Today we're here to talk about how you can access equity in your home through a home equity investment loan, which is something I'm not familiar with, but that's why I have JJ here. JJ, we're going to talk a little bit more about what a home equity investment is and who accesses it, what they do, what it looks like, and if it's something maybe you want to learn more about that is a conversation or a product that you might benefit from. Well, that's why we're having the conversation today. So JJ, tell us a little about yourself, your background, and kind of how you even came into a space that most of us have probably never heard of before.
No, definitely. Thank you. Yeah, I've been a mortgage broker since 2009. And the past, once rates spiked, in the past few years, I was looking to help a lot of clients to access their equity. And they had trouble, getting qualified. So I found, the home equity space, home equity investment space.
Right.
And, it's very interesting. It's not a loan, it's an investment in your home, and they give you a lump sum in exchange for a percentage of your home's future equity.
So essentially, it's something where you can access equity from your property and you don't have to make any monthly payments.
That's correct, yes.
So for someone who would benefit from this would be someone who needs to get access to, right?
Mm-hmm. Access to their equity.
Right.
Without, they don't want the monthly payments. They don't like the monthly payments.
They want to defer them in some sense,
yes.
right? Yes.
And they can't qualify sometimes, your FICO's dinged up and they need, a route to pay off some credit card debt, medical bills.
I can relate to this. I had to put a lot of money on some credit cards to help finish off a renovation project I was working on, right? So naturally my credit score came down a little bit, and that all of a sudden took away options I thought I had before, and I had to start realizing what I had available to me in a short period of time, because this was where I needed to access something without having to go through some of the stringent underwriting in today's process through some of the other routes.
That's true, yes. So there's no verification of income, very flexible FICO requirements. And it's just a good way, to at least explore your options compared to like a traditional HELOC, cash out refinance, and see what's the right fit for your unique financial situation.
Right. I think that's something you mentioned, is it's not something where we have this product and it's fixed at this rate for this number of years. Every single one of these investments is very specific to the length of time that they expect to hold it for.
Yes.
How much equity or what kind of amount of liquidity they're looking for.
That's true.
Relative to the value of their home. So it's not something you can just quote, it's this rate for this term.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to learn more about it, they really need to give you more specifics about, here's what I own, here's what the equity is in the property, here's what the amount is I'm looking to try to capture from
absolutely. And you go through all the options. We'll obviously show you the max and then work our way down to something that's comfortable for you.
Okay.
And then, make sure, we find the sweet spot, and then also go through, the term, and there's no prepayment penalties. So
that's one thing you mentioned. So if you need something in the short term and then you're able to, have some other kind of payoff that you can get to that sooner, that's an option for you. Now, how does it work? Do you agree upon the length of it when you initially sign up for the investment?
So it can go up to 30 years,
okay.
But we do something called the maturity match, which is it's based on your senior lien. So how long you have your first mortgage, pretty much, it will be the term.
So if I got a loan 10 years ago and I'm looking to get a home equity investment, and there's 20 years left on that, you guys will essentially say the max term we can offer you is 20, knowing that's the end of,
That's correct, yes.
The current lien holder, first lien holder that you have on the property.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, is there anything else I didn't ask about the home equity investment that I should ask?
The only difference, so there's no monthly payments, which is great. There is a lump sum that's due at the end, which we'll go through in depth. Okay. That's the big negative towards it, is that you will have to have the lump sum. So a lot of homeowners like to either they're planning on selling their home. A few have small businesses that, they're planning on selling, or obviously you can refinance, get a HELOC later.
So this really serves a lot of people where, hey, I need certain things are happening over the next 12 months in our lives. I know I'm going to sell the business, or I know I'm going to sell the house. I'm going to have an event where I need money right now. I need to be able to utilize it for whatever that might be. And then, they have a plan to already pay it off. It's not Or it could be, I suppose, someone who wants to pay some things down and maybe doesn't have something specific they want to do with all of it.
Yeah.
But it's more of a longer term, something they can use. Or to your point, you mentioned some people that would maybe use it towards a down payment. Maybe they came across an opportunity to purchase.
Yeah.
And they don't want to pass up on it. So this could give them a chance to get the down payment to buy that, secure that asset for them.
It's a good option, especially if you're looking to buy a new home. But you don't want to like fire sale your house.
Right.
So you can get the cash, get the new home, and then either rent it out. A lot of investors do this, but also a lot of people that are looking to, move somewhere else. And then you have some time to sell your new home or your old home.
Right. And that's obviously a big deal. If you can create that space and you can allow yourself to do what you need to do to preserve the property, you can get property sold, right? And everyone wins in that case.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So it just alleviates the pressure.
So if someone's looking to get more information about this, what should they do?
You can call me. My phone number is 858-761-7795 or jjloanbroker@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. So the information below for you, and you can certainly leave a comment below. But ultimately, hopefully you got something new that you didn't learn, because I didn't know about this, home equity investment. This was not a product I was familiar with until JJ mentioned to me. I said, you know what? We need to have you come in real quick and give us a quick little mind drop of what this is, so that you always know about what all the options are in case you find yourself in a need or want to learn more about this and this option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, JJ. Appreciate it.
Thank you.